mathematicians. Today we see a nice problem about symmetry group which is asked in NBH and PhD. Okay, this is a very interesting problem and the ideas used in this proof can be used in other problems related to symmetry groups also. So try to watch the video without skipping the video. Also, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to my channel. Uh, let's see the problem. G, this is the symmetric group on 5 symbols, that is S5. In S5, we are collecting some subgroups. Okay, this S consists of subgroups of S5 which are isomorphic to the non-cyclic group of order 4. Okay, if you remember, there are only two groups of order 4. One is Z4, another is Z2 cross Z2. 4 is a prime square. Okay, any group of order P square is abelian. Therefore, any group of order 4 is abelian. And like by structure theorem for finite abelian group, you can prove that there are only two abelian groups of order 4. They are collecting subgroups of G which are isomorphic to the non-cyclic group of order 4. So we are collecting subgroups of G which is isomorphic to Z2 cross Z2. Another name for this group is the Klein 4 group. Okay, maybe we write it like E, A, B, C, where A square equal to B square equal to C square equal to identity and A, B will be C. So that is another name for this group, Klein 4 group. Okay, so this is our set S. In the set of subgroups S, we define an equivalent relation. Equivalence relation. We say two subgroups H and K are related if they are conjugate. Okay, so this will conjugacy among the subgroups will be an equivalence relation. Now the question is how many equivalence classes are there in S? Okay, so let's see how to approach this problem. So first we want to see how to form the subgroups of S5 which are isomorphic to Z2 cross Z2. Okay. So we suggest a method. So in that method we can construct all the subgroups of S5 which are isomorphic to Z2 cross Z2. Okay, let's see. Now let sigma 1 and sigma 2 be two permutations in S by S5 satisfying sigma 1 square is identity, sigma 2 square is identity. Okay, we take these two elements are non-identity element. Okay, see two non-identity elements such that their square is identity and they have to commute also. Okay, then you form this set. Okay, E sigma 1 sigma 2 then sigma 1 sigma 2. One can prove that these four elements form a subgroup and this subgroup will be isomorphic to Z2 cross Z2 and the isomorphism is given by this E1 goes to 0 0 and other elements are mapped this way. Okay, so to form a subgroup of S5 isomorphic to Z2 cross Z2, first you have to find two elements satisfying all these conditions. If you can count how many elements are there in S5 satisfying this condition, using that you can count how many subgroups are there in S5 isomorphic to Z2 cross Z2. Once you know all the subgroups in S5 which are isomorphic to Z2 cross Z2, then you can use the conjugacy equivalence relation to count the number of equivalence classes. So let's see how to proceed further. Now suppose say sigma is a 4 cycle A B C D, some numbers A B C D. We define support of this cycle, support of a cycle to be the set containing A B C D. Okay, this is one notation. We going to use it in the forthcoming in the subsequent. So we define this notion support. Sigma is an order 2 element in S5 if and only if sigma is either a 2 cycle or product of two disjoint 2 cycles. Okay, so this follows from the fact that order of a permutation is LCM of length of its disjoint cycles. Disjoint means that their support is disjoint. This cycle has support A comma B. This cycle has support C comma D. So disjoint cycle means that these two sets are disjoint. Their intersection is empty. Okay. So this is our observation. Sigma square equal to 1 you will get only when sigma is a 2 cycle or sigma is a product of two disjoint 2 cycles. Now we know when an element sat when an element satisfies this condition. Okay, either it is a two cycle or product of two disjoint two cycles. Now we want to understand given two such elements when they commute. Okay, so there are three possibilities. Both of them are one cycle. Both of them are two cycles. Okay, both of them are two cycles, and both of them are two cycles. One of them is two cycle, another is a product of two cycles. Okay, okay. So now we know that you try to understand these conditions using various examples. So two cycles commute if they are disjoint. Okay, so for example, 1 2 and 1 2 and 3 4, that will commute. Okay, but 1 2 and 1 3, these two elements won't commute. Okay, because this element has a support 1 and 2, this element has support 1 and 3, and their support is not disjoint. Okay, so you try to see it through example, and then you try to prove it also. uh, so so two so this two cycles commute if they have the disjoint support. Similarly, this is a product of two cycles. This is product of two cycles. They commute if this set A, B, C, D. Note that we are collecting elements satisfying order 2. That means that these two elements have disjoint support. So this A and B, C and D are different. So when you form this set, it will have four elements. So this element and this element commute if this set, the set formed by these four elements will be say equal to the set formed by these four elements. Okay, so let's so this is the condition we are getting. Similarly, one two cycle and two cycle commute if uh, either this two cycle equal to this cycle, or this cycle equal to this cycle. That is the only possibility. Okay, so again you try to convince yourself with various examples and you try to prove the result. So these are the conditions under which an element of order 2 commutes. Okay, note that we just saw that an element that has order 2 if either it is a 1 2 cycle or a 2 2 cycle. So, but we want them to commute also to form Z2 cross Z2. So here we are checking when 1 2 cycle and 2 2 cycle among all possible combination commute. So 1 2 cycle, 1 2 cycle, one two cycle, another two cycle, here 1 2 cycle, here two cycle. Okay, so now we know when element satisfying sigma square equal to E commutes. For example, you choose the element such a way that this condition is satisfied, then they will commute. Okay, so now let's see how many elements are there such a way that they commute. That is what next we do. So this is type 1. Type 1 means this is type 1, this is type 2, this is type 3. Okay, so in type 1 means two cycles. Okay, so I want two cycles. Okay, now I'm working in S5. S5, there are five symbols. 1 2 3 4 5. Five symbols are available in S5. Okay, first to form this cycle, I take two elements from the five elements. That can be done in 5 choose 2. So this remaining two elements, if you want this element to commute with this element, we want their support to be empty. Therefore, these two elements cannot be intersect with these two elements. So this remaining two elements should be chosen from the remaining three elements. Already I have for these two elements I have already chosen two elements. I am left with three elements. Out of that three elements, I choose two elements for this place. Okay, so I get 5 choose 2 into 3 choose 2, that will be 30. Now I have selected A, B, C, D, as well as I have collected C, D, A, B also, but these two things are equal. Okay, so why do I need all these things? Like these two elements commute. if it satisfies this condition, and each of them has order 2. So if I can get elements of order 2, they commute, I can construct a subgroup isomorphic to Z2 cross Z2 by putting this element in place of sigma 1 and this element in place of sigma 2, then their product here, that will give me a Z2 cross Z2. Okay, so if I take AB, CD and CD, AB, they will give me the same subgroup. Okay, but here we uh, counting these two things as a different element. Okay, so what we need, we have to divide our count by 2 because of this reason. So there will be 15 subgroups of type 1. Okay, so 15 subgroups of type 1 isomorphic to Z2 cross Z2. Okay, you try to. So we just saw that there are 15 these kind of sets, possible sets. So with each of the set, you include identity element, then you have AB, then you have CD, then you add ABCD, that product. Okay, so this count 15 give me the number of these kind of sets. With each of the set, I add identity as well as the product of these two cycles. That will give me a subgroup isomorphic to Z2 cross Z2. So in type 1, there are 15 subgroups. Similarly, we want to count how many subgroups are there of type 2. Type 2 is sigma 1 is also 2 cycle, sigma 2 is also 2 cycle. In the group Z2 cross Z2, we are looking for the sigma 1 is also 2 cycles, sigma 2 also 2 cycles. Okay, how many of them are possible? Now take 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now the second element also uh, should be product of 2 cycles. Okay, so but again, what there is another condition. This is sigma 1, sigma 2, they have to commute also. But you see, when they commute, if whatever elements appearing here, the same element only appear here. Okay, if you set ABCD equal to set EFGH, then only they commute. Therefore, the same 1, 2, 3, 4 only you have to use here. But then these two elements will commute. Okay, so if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, you can choose this to be 1, 3, 2, 4. Okay, and so if this is sigma 1, if this is sigma 2, then the last element will be sigma 1, sigma 2. So this E comma sigma 1, sigma 2, sigma 1, sigma 2 will give us Z2 cross Z2. Okay, so now here I excluded 5. So then for this element, I got, for this sigma 1, I got this sigma 2, there is only one choice. And here I exclude 4. I am not using 4 in forming the cycle. So for this sigma 1, I have this sigma 2. So if it is 1, 2, 3, 5, this is 1, 3, 2, 5. Okay. If this is 1, 2, 3, 4, this is 1, 3, 2, 4. So similarly, here I exclude 3. Here I exclude 2. Here I exclude 1. Okay. So therefore, in type 2, there are 5 subgroups isomorphic to Z2 cross Z2. Okay, sorry, Z2 cross Z2. Let's look at type 3. So type 3 means it should be a 1, 2 cycle, and then, so you see, type 3 is 1, 2 cycle, then product of 2 cycles. Okay, for example, 1, 2 you consider. Then we saw that these two elements commute if either this CD equal to AB or this EF is equal to AB. So this these two cycles should appear as appear here or here, that then only they commute. So if I take this is 1 2, then this 1 2 should appear here also. So I take 1 2 as a first element, then so I take this to be 3 4. The two this element has order 2 only if they disjoint. Okay, so now if you take product of this element, we'll get 3 4. But this subgroup is of the form E 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, and this is a 2 cycle 2 cycle. So if you get a subgroup, every subgroup of type 3 is actually subgroup of type 1, because this is a 2 cycle, this is a 2 cycle, and this is that product, their product. So you see, this is the type 1. Therefore we don't need to count the groups of type 1. so type 3 because they coincide with the groups of type 1. So totally there are 20 subgroups in S5 which are isomorphic to Z2 cross Z2, 15 in type 1, 5 in type 2. So there are 15 plus 5, 20. Okay. So first we claim that any two subgroups of type 1 are conjugate, any two subgroups of type 2 are conjugate to each other, and no subgroups of type 1 is conjugate to a subgroup of type 2. Okay. Note that a subgroup of type 1 cannot conjugate to a subgroup of type 2 because in symmetric group two elements are conjugate if they have the same cycle decomposition. Okay. Here in this type 1 the subgroup is of the form E, AB, CD, ABCD. Okay. But in type 2, this is of the form elements are 2 cycles. Okay. Here you have only 1 2 cycle. So these elements and these elements have different cycle decomposition. Therefore, this subgroup cannot be conjugate to this subgroup. Okay. So type 1 subgroup cannot be conjugate to type 2. But we claim that any two type 1 subgroups are conjugate and any two type 2 subgroups are conjugate. So the final answer will be there are only two conjugacy classes. Okay. So let's just write the answer. So the answer is 2. Let's see why any two subgroups of type 1 are conjugate. Okay. So for example, you take this type 1 subgroup. Okay, we claim that this type 2 subgroup is type 1 subgroup is conjugate to this type 1 subgroup. Okay, so this I call H, this I call K. Okay, so to prove this subgroup is conjugate to this subgroup, what we need to do? So maybe I'll just write. So we say that H1 is conjugate to a subgroup H2 if there exists sigma such that sigma H1 sigma inverse equal to H2. But what is the meaning of this set? This is equal to sigma H sigma inverse such that H belongs to H1. Okay. So that means that you have to find a permutation such that if you conjugate by that permutation every element of H1 you should get H2. So I need one permutation satisfying this condition. Okay. So I'll construct one permutation sigma. If you conjugate all these elements here, you will get these elements. Therefore, these two subgroups are conjugate. Okay. Let's see how to do it. So now I claim that. So you see 1 2 should goes to 1 3. So I am sending 1 2 to 1 3 in the permutation sigma. 3 4 should goes to 2 4, so I am sending 3 4 to 2 4, and there is no condition, this two subgroups are not involving 5, so I send 5 to 5. Okay, so if you look at the cycle decomposition of this, 1 goes to 1, 5 goes to 5, 4 goes to 4, so only 2 3 remains, and 2 goes to 3, 3 goes to 2. So this sigma is actually a single 2 cycle. Okay, now we claim that this I claim that this sigma, if you conjugate each element here, it will go to these elements. Therefore, these two subgroups are conjugate. So I have done the calculations here. So you see that sigma 1 to sigma inverse is 1 3, sigma 3 4 sigma inverse is 2 4. So 1 2 if you conjugate it goes to 1 3, 3 4 if you conjugate it goes to 2 4. Similarly, sigma 1 2 1 3 4 if you conjugate it goes to 1 3 2 4. Identity will goes to identity always under conjugacy. Therefore, we got an element sigma which conjugate this subgroup to this subgroup. Okay. So similarly, you take any sub type 1 subgroup by using our this idea. This 1 2 goes to this cycle, 3 4 goes to this cycle. You can form the sigma, and this sigma will conjugate this subgroup K to H. Therefore, every type 1 subgroup is a conjugate to this subgroup, particular subgroup K. Okay. So now you take two type 1 subgroups H1 and H2, then this H1 will be conjugate to K, this H2 will also conjugate to K. Now conjugacy is an equivalence relation, so this H1 and H2 will be conjugate. Therefore, any two type 1 subgroups are conjugate. So using the similar argument, you take two, you construct instead of this K, you consider K1 prime. K prime. Maybe we don't need K1. You consider this K prime. What is K prime? K prime is this subgroup. So note that this is a type 2 subgroup, means there are all of them are product of two cycles. Okay. And we claim that you take any type 2 subgroup, it will be isomorph, it will be conjugate to this K prime. Okay. Therefore, this is conjugate to this is conjugate to this. Now by the if like conjugacy is an equalization, using that you get these two, any two type 2 thing subgroups are conjugate. Okay, therefore we the number of equivalence classes is answer 2. Okay, so go through the video again, you try to understand everything in this problem. Each of them is very important. Okay, okay, so if you learned something new from this video, please click the like button and share with your friends and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.